Hi, thanks for being in a new video. This time I have the Galaxy S24 Ultra with me, and I'm going to tell you what I liked most and least about it after testing it out in case you're considering buying it. So, as always, let me tell you, don't buy the Galaxy S24 Ultra without watching this video. Consider its launch price, which in Mexico has been 30,999 pesos. It is an exaggeratedly high price, therefore we can get very demanding with this device. We need it to give us the best, so based on that price we are going to say what we liked and what we didn't like. Remember though, this will simply be a summary. If you want to see the full video, we have the review where you can learn absolutely everything about it, everything about how it works and everything you want to know. If there's anything I don't mention about it in this video, it means that it's within what you would expect from such a device. Let's start with what I like the most. It has the new Gorilla Armor glass that not only makes it tougher but also prevents reflections in a brutal way. Immediately you will notice that it is a screen that looks much better than any other cell phone today because of its ability to avoid reflections. If you compare it against any cell phone, including the most recent iPhone at the time of recording this video, you will notice that this screen looks much better. If you use your phone a lot outdoors or with a backdrop behind you with a lot of light, you're going to really enjoy viewing on this screen. It's spectacular. In addition, the screen itself already has very good features, so it excels a lot in this aspect. It integrates titanium frames. Obviously, if this is a priority for you with respect to the materials used, if you are going to have this feeling of holding a much more premium device than the rest. The expert RAW mode of the camera is going to allow you to have very good quality photos, even also with 24 megapixels. This is an application that must be downloaded separately, but it comes with a shortcut for downloading, and it is highly recommended that you use it because the photos with expert RAW are of excellent quality. When taking backlit photos, it finally shows you an optimized preview. That's something I've been asking for many generations, and finally in this model we can enjoy it. That's why I liked it the most. Generally, when a person who maybe doesn't know much about cell phones goes to take a picture, if they realize that the preview looks bad, they think that the result is going to be bad. So that can do a lot of damage to the reputation of many Android devices. But finally, Samsung has made it so that before you take the picture, you already have this preview that looks with much better balance in the lights. The cameras are very consistent, having very similar results with all lenses. Obviously, this stands out because there are other manufacturers that, despite having a spectacular photographic system, sometimes we notice that the ultra-wide camera has slightly different colors than what we see in the main camera and different than what we see in the telephoto or periscope camera. But in this case, the whole photographic system has very similar color. It also has a very good performance in backlighting issues, which is something that is usually a little bit complicated for devices, specifically when they use the special zoom lens. But in this case, as I say, all the lenses maintain very good performance in these kinds of tricky lighting scenarios. Pictures in very low light conditions come out very well. This is obviously thanks to the night mode. It's actually very well developed to give you excellent lighting even in extremely dark scenes. Portraits with the 5x zoom camera come out spectacular. Possibly this is what I like the most in this device, and this is appreciated because, for example, the Pixel 8 Pro also has a 5x camera, but it doesn't let you take portraits with it, so it's a bit underutilized. In this case, the portraits come out really nice, very similar to what we see with the 5x lens on the iPhone. I really love the portraits. It also has the ability to record in 8K at 30 frames per second. That's something that very few devices can boast these days, which obviously isn't a feature you're going to use every day to be recording in that tremendous quality. But if you need to do some trimming on your video or you're going to frame it later, you could very well record in 8K. In fact, there are other people who also shoot in 8K simply to substitute for a photographer. That is, you leave your cell phone recording in 8K, you do different poses, and then you extract the stills from that video and they maintain a good resolution. So that is a tip that many people apply to be able to take pictures quickly, without having to go to enable the timer every time you want to enable a photo. In addition, the main camera and the 5x telephoto camera allow you to record in 4K at 120 frames per second. This is tremendous because at that quality you can record for quite some time and you can give it a more cinematic look when you convert this video to slow motion in post-production. It's really impressive that you have those capabilities in such a compact device. In fact, all the cameras, including the front one, record in 4K at 60 frames per second. That's another little detail that may go unnoticed by many people, but it definitely confirms that this is one of the best devices out there. And if you want to record with both the main and front at the same time in dual mode, it can record in 4K. That's something I haven't seen in other devices. That is, if there are other devices that integrate this dual recording mode, but they do it in full HD as the maximum resolution. But this device does get to record in 4K, and that gives you a very good advantage when you're creating content. It also has a professional video recording mode where you can move manual parameters and even select the audio source. Again, this is something I haven't seen other devices allow, although past generations of the Galaxy have. In fact, that's why I think its main competitor will be the Galaxy S24 Ultra, because it has several features that this device also has in many ways. Its update policy is 7 years. This is simply amazing. It is a device that is going to stay current for a long time after you have booted. It will receive constant updates to always have the latest software, and obviously Samsung's One UI is a very advanced system with tons of options. In this generation, lots of artificial intelligence features, lots of multitasking features with floating windows, edge panels, lots and lots. It would take me too long to tell you all the features it brings, but that's why you can go check the video review where I explain in detail everything you can get to find in it. The battery life is also very good. This is something that can always vary depending on each user, but in the tests I did, it does stand out in this aspect. In addition, to take care of the battery, you can select whether you want charge lock or smart charging. Then, also at the software level, Samsung has certain care to make your experience very good when charging your phone. It also has the Samsung DeX mode that allows you to connect your cell phone to an external monitor either by cable or wirelessly and work with a windowed format. That is, the interface is transformed and becomes an interface very similar to the one we see on computers, where you can have multiple windows open, minimize, maximize, move windows. In short, it can increase your productivity, especially if you connect a wireless keyboard and mouse. And obviously it has excellent support from the entire Galaxy ecosystem. I mean, we have the Galaxy Watch, we have the Galaxy Buds. Soon it looks like we will have the Galaxy Ring, the Galaxy Tab, although the Galaxy Book, which would be the laptop, is not available in Mexico. And that topic is still pending and I keep asking for it. But now let me tell you what I didn't like. The device feels very similar to last generation. You see it from the design. Obviously the colors and some little details will be different, but it still looks very similar to the Galaxy S23 Ultra. I personally don't really like this square design because it's a little awkward to hold, although I think a lot of other people love this very straight corner design because it makes it look very different from most phones today. But I think most phones have opted for rounded corners precisely to make the experience more comfortable. And in this case, the experience can be a bit annoying when holding it in your hand. The screen, despite being spectacular outdoors, if it is getting too hot, it can get to lower its brightness. So yes, there are several occasions where I have been using it, and I feel that the screen looks less bright than it should, especially considering that it is a screen that does reach very high peaks in brightness. But I insist that there are occasional occasions where the brightness actually goes down when it should go up, but this is to try not to get so hot. Selfies at night are not as good as they should be. I mean, we are talking about one of the most expensive devices of the moment, and I think the selfies are not as good as they should be. It's not that they come out bad, but for the price they should already have a level beyond. Samsung seems to be very comfortable and continues to integrate virtually the same sensor and the same lens as in past generations, so no real evolution is felt here. The capture speed is not going to be very good either. So if you're one of those people who want to use this phone to capture very specific moments like sports shots or something similar, I think it's not going to give you that speed of response that you're hoping for. You're going to see that the picture was actually taken a fraction of a second later, which can be very important in this type of photography. Samsung offers only one high-resolution sensor in the main camera. Again, it confirms to us that it is very comfortable. It does not offer great improvements at the photographic level in terms of sensors and lens apertures. It is practically the same photographic system that we saw last generation, only changing the zoom camera, which before was 10x and now is 5x. Already in the video I explained the difference because it seems that it is something that is actually getting worse because it no longer has so much optical zoom, but it improves in the aperture. So we have pretty much the same performance in the zoom camera at the 10x level. But yes, I would like to see a better ultra-wide camera, a better lens on the main camera, because yes, there does get to be chromatic aberrations and distortions present that are not nice to see in a device this expensive. I think Samsung can definitely improve this photographic system, even though with this it does an excellent job. I think it could still be better. The full HD slow motion at 240 frames per second is basic. That is, they have even eliminated the super slow motion that was present in previous generations. I don't know why, but now they have matched the slow motion quality that the iPhone had, which is obviously good, but Samsung already had something more advanced, and there are other manufacturers that also have more spectacular slow cameras in full HD. That's why I can't explain why they have removed the super slow motion, and on the other hand, the fast camera goes up to 60x. And this might seem like something very insignificant, but if you are one of those users who really like to record time-lapse, in this case it offers you very simple features, considering that there are other much cheaper cell phones that also allow you in 4K to record the fast camera, but at 960x or up to 1800x, giving you a much more spectacular result. For some reason, Samsung has limited it to 60x, which may not be enough for certain specific shots. Also, it doesn't come with a charger in the box. That obviously bothers a lot. You have to buy it separately. Remember that you can also buy power delivery chargers if you don't want to buy the original charger, but want to enjoy fast and safe charging. Speaking of which though, fast charging is not that fast. The first few minutes it does charge considerably well, but compared to what other manufacturers offer us, even in cheaper cell phones, charging is considered very simple. There are other phones that in 30 minutes or less are able to recover 100% of their energy, but Samsung is a bit stagnant in this aspect. Just as we saw little evolution in the photographic system, little evolution in the front camera and other things, we also see little evolution in the charging power. Hopefully Samsung can improve several of these aspects for the next generation. But let me know your opinion in the comments if you already bought it. Tell us all your experience if you think it has improved with the passage of updates, because that's another small detail. Generally, Samsung launches this device still without all the optimization, and over time is releasing several updates to finish perfecting the experience. But tell us all about it in the comments. I hope you liked this video. If you did, you know you can let us know, and we'll see you next time.